Mavericks really are going to take.
No, I'm going to pass.
All right, he backs off, so it'll be these two guys with their version of the first 12 picks of the draft when we come back in a moment. Insiders mock draft with the emphasis on the mock. The real draft takes place about a month from now, June 30th, at the Palace of Auburn Hills. You'll notice Quinn Buckner is not part of the mix here because shortly he goes on to a real job as the coach of the Dallas Mavericks and will be involved in the actual draft and doesn't wish to tip his hand. So taking his place in the rotation is Magic Johnson, who'll be working the game in Seattle between the Suns and Sonics coming up in a moment. We've arbitrarily assigned positions. Keep in mind that there are cap considerations and the possibility of trades, but we'll proceed here as if the draft order will not change between now and June 30th. Orlando has the first pick, and it's appropriate that for the Magic will make the selection. Go ahead.
I take Chris Webber from Michigan.
Not a surprise, and that brings us to the Philadelphia 76ers in the number 2 spot, Bill Walton.
I'd also like to take Chris Webber, but he's gone. I'm going to take Sean Bradley. Get rid of all my other front court guys except Weatherspoon. The back court is set. Philadelphia is back in it with Sean Bradley.
Well, that brings us to the Golden State Warriors, and obviously Don Nelson is going to be frantically trying to work a trade either with Orlando or with Philly so he can move up and take Sean Bradley. But assuming that Webber's taken and Bradley's taken, I guess the best move is to take Jamal Mashburn and maneuver from there. That brings us to the Dallas Mavericks, and Peter has the choice.
Well, I think everybody expects Dallas to take Anthony Hardaway and go with that Jimmy Jackson-Hardaway backcourt, but I think I can get a point guard, a young point guard with Derek Harper from a playoff team. So I'm going to take Rodney Rogers at number 4.
The wide body out of Wake Forest, Rodney Rogers gets the call. All right, back to Magic for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Dallas, Minnesota, and Washington, 4, 5, and 6. 3 worst records in the league. The lottery wasn't kind. Minnesota, go ahead, Magic.
Well, I've got Laettner at my power forward slot. I got a pretty good backcourt, so I don't need Hardaway. I think I'll probably go with Calbert Chaney. Give me somebody who can break somebody down off the dribble, make his own shot.
All right,
I go with Chaney.
Collegiate Player of the Year out of Indiana, Calbert Chaney to Minnesota. On to the Bullets, Mr. Walton.
If you guys and Magic too are going to keep taking those guys and passing on Hardaway, you better keep your day jobs. Even though I'm set in the backcourt with Michael Adams and Chapman and LeBradford Smith, I'm taking Anthony Hardaway as the point guard and try to get rid of some of these guys who I've already got.
You think you're set with those guards you got? You better take Hardaway.
All right, on to Sacramento. Now, if you had made the mistake of passing on Hardaway, Bill, I was going to take Anthony Hardaway for Sacramento. Now J.R. Rider is still there, but I'm going to pass on him and make the most controversial choice to this point. Spud Webb is ready for a bench role. I need a point guard in Sacramento. I'm taking Bobby Hurley out of Duke with the 7th pick. Milwaukee Bucks are 8th. Pete?
Milwaukee Bucks. And everybody was laughing at Mike Dunleavy when he offered his lottery pick for Vlade Divac and almost had him if Jimmy Jackson wanted to go to the Lakers, which he turned down. He wants a big guy at this slot, but J.R. Rider is still available. Billy Cunningham and Jerry West say this is the best player in the draft. I'm taking J.R. Rider instead of going big.
Don't go anywhere because we've maneuvered this draft around so that Magic gets to pick for the Lakers in the 12th spot, which means you have to pick out of order, so you get Denver in the 9th slot.
Well, I don't think Denver ever figured that Vin Baker would fall this low. They need size, so I say they go for Vin Baker.
All right, now Detroit has both the 10th and the 11th choices because of the John Sally deal, so taking for them in the 10th spot, Bill Walton.
Detroit needs front court help. They're set in the backcourt with Isaiah and Dumars. Rodman, he'll be traded. Lane Beers at the end. They need scoring, defense, passing. They need a whole package. A.C. Earl is the guy for Detroit in the 10th spot.
All right, now it's pretty sure that Detroit is going to make some kind of deal with one of these picks, 10th or 11th, but assuming for the purposes of this draft that they don't, and now they have the next pick at the 11th spot, I say they go big and they take Allen Houston out of Tennessee in the 11th spot. Now, the Lakers were not in the lottery. They were the playoff qualifier with the worst record. They will select 12th, and it's only right that Magic Johnson make the choice for them. Go ahead, Magic.
Well, it's a tough selection at 12 because I'm looking for the Lakers to try to move down and get a better player than at 12. But it's a tough call. Do you take the best athlete? Do you take a little point guard? I might go with the hometown boy. I might take Chris Mills from Arizona.
Wait a minute. How's that the hometown boy?
He grew up there in Los Angeles.
Oh, he grew up in Los Angeles. There we go. Okay, my mistake.
Break this rookie in easy, Magic.
You see, I should know better than to challenge Magic. But let me ask you this one. How close did you come to actually being in a position to contribute to this decision for the Lakers as opposed to just being in a mock draft? How close did you come to becoming their coach and maybe being involved in their front office?
Well, I think that if the Lakers didn't fare well against Phoenix, that I might have been on the bench next season. I think that Randy really secured his job after taking the Phoenix Suns to 5 games.
How interested would you have been? If they offered, would you have said yes?
Yes, I would have done it for Dr. Buss, but I would have to, like I've always been saying, I want a thing like Don Nelson has, coach and a little part of the team.
And that's why, Calvin, this is Peter Vescey, that's why you're asking the Clippers now for that job. If they gave you, if they gave you a piece of that club, would you be very interested in that job?
Well, Peter, what's happened is I work out with a lot of the guys on the Clippers, and the players have come to me. John Williams, Lester Connors, Kiki, they want me to coach them. And it would have to be the same situation as the Lakers. I have to not only be the coach, but get a little part of the team.
Well, those 3 guys you just mentioned probably won't be there next year. I hope some of the other guys have come and asked you.
Well, I think that I know those guys well. I work out with them all the time, and as you and Bill know, any coach, first of all, you got to get the respect of the players, and I think I have that. And you have to know the personnel, and I know the personnel. But like I told them when they came to me, I said, you know what, you probably hate me because one thing you're going to do, you're going to work hard. I'm from the Pratt Riley School of Coaching.
So what does Donald Sterling, the owner, say to you?
Well, I haven't talked to Donald. I'm sure that if he wants me, he know he can call line and they can get it together.
Magic, thanks very much. Some interesting news there. Wish we could continue, but time for us to take a break. And when we return, we'll take a look at how the Chicago Bulls might revamp their team next season with the arrival of Tony Kukoc. That's next as NBA Showtime continues.